Welcome to the Accessing GovConnect Iowa series. This tutorial will cover how to add and manage third parties. Please note that the appearance of your pages in this tutorial may look different due to system updates. In order to add and manage third parties, you must be logged in and connected to accounts. Don't have a username and password yet? Be sure to check out our Getting Signed Up tutorial prior to continuing. To get started, enter your credentials and click Login. I will complete those actions now. All right, let's go through a scenario where I need to provide third-party authorization to Judy Test to act on behalf of Test Business Account, which will require the completion of a representative certification form. I'll start by clicking I want to, which makes sense because I want to add a third party. To find the option, you can type keywords into the filter bar like third, or you can scroll down to view the third-party authorization panel. I'll use the filter bar. That was easy. Now, within the third-party authorization panel, I will click the Submit a Third-Party Authorization Form hyperlink to authorize a new third party to act on behalf of my business. I'll select the third-party authorization type from this third-party type drop-down menu. There are four options: an authorized entity representative or AER, a disclosure designation, an IDR power of attorney, or a representative certification. Before we continue, it is important to know that you will need to include an attachment of the paper version of your chosen third-party authorization as well. Why? Because the form must include either an ink signature or a certified digital signature, which our registration services team will review. So why complete the authorization request on GovConnectIowa? The process to authorization will speed up dramatically compared to sending this authorization through the mail. We can also communicate with you through GovConnectIowa if anything is missing. Where can we find the forms, including my selection of representative certification? You will need to download or print the third-party form from our website, revenue.iowa.gov. Let's show you where that information can be found. Need a tax form? Starting at our website, you'll navigate to the Forms drop-down menu. Hover over that menu. Select Common Forms. If you do not see the form you need within the Frequently Used Forms section, use the side panel and select Applications and Other. You'll be able to find tax forms from any year. For our purposes today, we will add the text representative to the keyword field and then click Filter. Our keyword search will bring up any forms with that keyword. There's my representative certification form. I'll just click on the hyperlink to open the form. Once opened, I can print this form to complete by hand, or download and edit electronically. Remember, you are required to sign these forms with ink, or with a certified digital signature which would include a verified insignia. All right, now that I have my form and have completed it, I'll return to GovConnectIowa to complete the process. Then, GovConnectIowa will provide a description of the third-party authorization type. After you've read over the description, you will click Next. I'll do that now. It is important to pay close attention to your headers. This section is where you add the information of the business, taxpayer, or individual receiving the third-party assistance. This is not where the authorized individual would be added. That comes next. Give me a moment and I'll add the information of my business. Now that my business information is added, I will click Next to add the authorized representative's information. Now it is time to add the information for the third party, the authorized representative. I'll add that information now. These ID types for the third-party representative are the only accepted ID types. No other ID type is allowed. I'll select Social Security number and continue on. Okay, I've added the information for Judy and will now click Next to add the address. I will start by adding the required information. I will then need to verify this address against the United States Postal Service's database by clicking this Verify Address button. You may need to select an address to confirm. I will select the top address by clicking the toggle button circle and then will click Save. Now that my information is entered and verified, I can click Next to continue. There may be additional steps to follow depending on the requested third-party authority type. For instance, the representative certification form has several potential authority types, from a general or durable power of attorney or guardian, conservator, or custodian appointed by a court, licensed attorney, executor, trustee, individual holding a title, parent or guardian of a minor taxpayer, governmental representative, or successor of a very small estate. Be sure to make your selection and read carefully as you may need to attach additional documents for verification purposes. Judy is an official within my business, so I will select individual holding one of the following titles, and then I will click Next. Time to add my completed paper representative certification form. Again, why is this necessary? As stated in the description, legal and security guidelines require a form to be collected prior to confidential information being released to a third party. Signature requirements as outlined on each form must be followed. I'll click the Add Attachment button, and then Add My Form, followed by clicking OK. Be sure your attached form is complete and matches the requested form. Incomplete or incorrect forms will cause a delay in processing your request. And now I'm ready to continue. Don't forget, if your authority type required additional documentation, attach the documentation now before clicking Next. I am now ready to review my request. If I need to edit any information, I can click the previous button or use any of the status bar hyperlinks to return to any section. I am ready to continue and will click Next. Like almost any action in GovConnectIowa, I will need to certify this information with my password. Be sure you read this submission confirmation page very carefully. I have added my password and will now click Submit to confirm this third-party access request. The confirmation screen will appear next. Print or write down your confirmation number for your records. Once we click OK, we will return to the main menu.
Did you know one of the fastest ways to add a third party is when you are registering a brand new business using GovConnectIowa? As you can see from my path, I have added most of the information for my new business already. I am now ready to add authorized individuals. To start this process, I will click the Add Authorized Individual hyperlink. Much of this will look very similar to what you have already seen. I will enter the information for the authorized third-party individual. All right, I have added the information for my authorized individual. I have arrived at the most critical choice in this registration process. If I want to provide this authorized individual with the ability to receive confidential information about my business and to act on behalf of my business, I will need to select Yes. This is very important if you are adding an authorized individual, like a person holding a title in your organization, such as an officer or president. If you select No, the department will not share confidential information with this contact, nor will the contact be able to act on behalf of your business. I am going to select Yes and then click Add. Here you can see that Jim has been added. How do you manage third parties? Let's take a look.
Let's talk about your ability to revoke or withdraw third-party authorization. You can use GovConnectIowa to withdraw or revoke most third-party authorizations, with the exception of the representative certification. You cannot withdraw or revoke representative certification authorization using GovConnectIowa. To get started, I will return to I want to. Notice how I use the trick in the filter bar to quickly find the third-party authorization panel. I'll click the Revoke or Withdraw Third-Party Authorization hyperlink. I can see any third parties available to withdraw or revoke on this screen. Jane Test has been a disclosure designee for several accounts. I will need to revoke this authorization for the sales and use tax. To perform this action, I will check the box under the Revoke Authorization column and then click Next. One more review and submit screen to confirm that this is the decision I would like to make. I will click Next to continue. Just like our previous actions, I will need to confirm this decision by entering my password and then clicking Submit. I have already added my password and will now click Submit. Again, be sure to write down your confirmation number for your records or print your screen with the Printable View button. This information is critically important should you need to contact the department. Congratulations! You now know how to use GovConnectIowa to add and manage third parties. For more videos and help on how to navigate GovConnectIowa, visit revenue.iowa.gov/GovConnectIowa and our YouTube page. Thanks for watching.